Yeah.
Man, I want to talk about the part of the country that you're from because it is such a hotbed for original artists, in my opinion. Not just the overall East Texas area, from all of 903 and 936, but like being from Lufkin, there's so much songwriting talent from that part of the world. You got Don Rollins and D. Vincent Williams and yourself, and there's Chris Edwards and Country Willie Edwards, and there's so
Yeah.
many
Yeah. He's
people.
from Nacogdoches, I think, or
Yeah,
well, somewhere around Nacogdoches.
and then
I
you
think he's
mentioned Ryan
from.
Paul Davis. He's from that area as well. Chris Edwards,
Yeah.
Tommy Simpson. I mean, I can go on and on and on. There's just so many artists from that area, man. What was it like for you growing up in that area?
Um. Well, I guess with music, I feel like growing up, like I feel like I was just. I feel like so. I moved to Tyler. We live in Tyler now.
Yeah, yeah,
Um. When I lived in Lufkin, I did well. I started out in Lufkin, started playing. And I don't think I really had a lot of community until I got to Tyler. And I think there might have been community there in Lufkin, but I don't think I was really in the part of my songwriting career where I was wanting to be able to get out and kind of showcase my songs and get to know other people. So I think there might have been people in Lufkin, but I don't think I was just ready to get out and
yeah.
kind of engage and find other people to write with and play with. But now being in Tyler, I mean, uh, there is a lot of people. I think in any town, there's a lot of people that do it. I think you just have to go and find them. You
It's
know.
just yeah, finding them can be difficult. Would you call yourself an introvert?
Um, in some ways, I know. I mean, I think getting on stage takes a lot of getting used to
Mm-hmm.
for most anybody. You know, some people are kind of just born with that, but like it's taken that's probably one of the hardest things for me is just getting on stage and actually performing. The writing of songs and singing is is the easy part, but I guess the harder part is really just is getting out there to perform and do a whole show
Yeah.
is where it gets a little bit more difficult. Yeah.
And then of course, you're indie as well. So, you're doing all your marketing and all your booking and all your,
Yeah.
you're promoting, all of that falls on you as well. So like,
Yeah.
I mean, your success depends fully on you. It's not like you have this huge team, right? Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so let's get back to kind of growing up in Lufkin and stuff. What are some of the lessons that you learned growing up from your folks that you still kind of apply to today?
Well, my dad is the first person that taught me guitar. And so he had I don't know if you can see, there's like an old
Oh, yeah.
Martin guitar right there.
I see it.
And so that's the guitar I learned on. And that was my grandfather's guitar. And the first chords I learned were on that guitar. And so my dad, he taught me. And he's still playing today. Like he's really actually getting back into it. But again, going back to just encouraging somebody. I mean, it all starts with somebody else for the most part. I mean, like I don't think that was even my interest until he brought me that guitar and started teaching me chords.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I don't think I'd be doing what I'm doing today without my dad just sitting me down and say, "Hey, let me teach you how to play a G chord and C chord." And it really started all from him, really. So I can't thank him enough for doing that.
And what are, as a youngster, what like influences are getting into your ears musically from like a genre standpoint?
When I was really young, my dad he was really listening to what my parents listened to, and so my dad he was born in 1946, and so he grew up with a lot of what we call the oldies, and so I don't know if they're still called the oldies now or something else,
So,
but maybe
so
they
just
call
so
it.
we're clear, the oldies are now all the way into the '90s now,
They
Zach.
might
Just
be, yeah. I was thinking like the oldies back then are called like the ancients now. I don't
yeah,
know.
I think.
But it was people like I mean like Elvis Presley and I had a whole tape of like the 1950s to 60s like a cassette tape that I would listen to. And so that's probably what I started on. And then he listened to a lot of uh, Merle Haggard and like older classic country type artists. And so I listened to that growing up. And so that's what I started on. And then into high school, I got into more like punk rock type stuff because I guess I kind of wanted to
Yeah, so I heard
do
you
my
were
own thing.
emo. That's what I heard. I heard you were.
Yeah, so I did punk rock and emo. I had an emo stage of life, which was like a lot of bands like let me think who I listened to. Dashboard Confessional. Did you ever listen to them?
Yeah, I one of their
Yeah.
guitarists was I've talked to. Used to be friends with. Yeah.
Oh,
In
really?
fact,
Yeah.
it's on that guitar right over there. I have hanging up. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that I don't know if emo is still a thing or not, but I was really
If it is,
into it
it's
because
not out there like it used to be, right? Like it's probably more closeted now.
maybe so. Yeah, like I never did like the whole like the dark eyeliner and makeup stuff. Like that wasn't my thing, but like I I enjoyed like just like that type of music. And so then after that, I guess is when I started getting into like actual songwriting. Uh and I think now I think about it, like I was in punk rock bands. It was more like pop punk type stuff.
Mhm.
And so I did bands like that, and that's probably when I first started writing songs. Uh, and then I really started getting into just songwriting for myself. Probably when I started listening to a guy named Ryan Adams. Have you listened to Ryan
Yep.
Adams
Yep.
before?
Incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. So all of his older stuff I was really into. His first album was called Heartbreaker, and then he had like older another band called Whiskey Town that he was in. And so
Yeah. So we're talking early 2000s here.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But everything he put out, I would just love, eat up all of every song that he would put out. It didn't matter what it was.
Hmm.
And so I loved his songwriting. And that's probably what gave me the kind of the itch to really do it as much as I could, and where I really fell in love with just the craft of songwriting. Yeah.
Yeah. I love the evolution so far.